Hello, YouTube. This is Uncle Barrett tuning in with you, just doing some more brain dumping. Today, I'm going to be continue reading out of the book of the Witnesses of the 12 Ancestors. Again, it's a very good read. I don't know if y'all can see that's a little blurry. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the Witnesses of the 12 Ancestors, referring to Joseph from the Bible and his 12 brothers. Um, so today, I'm going to be reading about Levi and what he had to say to his sons and grandsons. Again, these books were banned, and um, this is kind of like listening to the last wishes of a father telling his sons and grandsons, like, "Hey, if you don't hear anything else I ever teach you, like remember these teachings." So, without further ado, let's begin. It says, "The copy of the words of Levi, the matters which he ordained to his sons according to all they should do, and what matters would befall them until the day of judgment. He was sound in health when he called them to him, for it had been revealed to him that he would die. And when they were gathered together, he said to them, I, Levi, was born in Haran, and I came from my father to Shechem. And I was young, about 20 years of age, when with Simeon I wrought vengeance of Hamar for our sisters Diana. And when I was feeding the flocks in Habel Mal, the spirit of the understanding of Yahuwah came upon me, and I saw all men corrupting their way, and that of righteousness had built walls for itself. The lawlessness sat upon towers. And I was grieving for the people of the sons of men, and I prayed to Yahuwah that I might be saved. Then a sheep fell upon me, and I saw a high mountain, and I was upon it, and see the Shahamim whereupon were open, and the messenger of Elohim said to me, Levi, enter. And I entered from the first Shahamim, and saw there was a great sea hanging. And further I saw a second Shahamim, far brighter and more brilliant, for there was a boundless light also therein. And I said to the messenger, Why is this so? And the messenger said to thee, Do not marvel at this, for you shall see another Shamahim, more brilliant and incomparable. And when you have ascended there, you shall stand near Yahuwah, and shall be his servant, and shall declare his mysteries to men, and shall proclaim concerning him that shall redeem Israel. And by you and Yehuda shall Yahuwah appear among men, saying, All nations of men, and your life shall be from the portion of Yahuwah, and he shall be your field and vineyard, fruit and gold and silver. And I hear therefore regarding the Shamahim which have been shown to you, because of this the lowest is damned to you, and that it beholds all the uprighteous deeds of man. And it was fire, snow, and ice made ready for the day of judgment and the righteous judgment of Elohim. For in it all the spirits of retributions for vengeance on men. And in the second are the hosts of the armies which are ordained for the day of judgment to work vengeance on the spirits of deceit and of Baal. And above them are the Kodeshim. And in the highest of all the dwells of the greatest thing, far above all Kodeshim, in the Shahamim, next to it are the chief messengers who minister and make atoning offerings to Yahuwah for all the sins of the ignorance of the righteous, offering to Yahuwah a sweet smelling fragrance, a resemble a bloodless offering. And in the Shahim, below this are the messengers who bear answers to the messengers of the presence of Yahuwah. And in the Shemahim, next to this are thrones and rulerships, in which they continuously offer praise to Elohim. Therefore, when Yahuwah looks upon us, all of us are shaken, even so the Shaman and the earth and the depths are shaken of the presence of his splendor. But the sons of men have no perception of these matters, sin and provoke the Most High. Now therefore know that Yahuwah shall execute right ruling over the sons of men, because when the rocks are being split, and the sun quenched, and the waters dried up, and the fire withdraws, and all creation troubled, and the invisible spirits melting away, and Gehennim take spoils through the visitations of the Most High. Men shall be unbelieving and persistent in their wickedness. Because of this, they shall be judged with punishment. Therefore, the Most High has heard your prayers to separate you from wickedness, and that you become a son of Him and a servant and attendant of His presence. You are to illuminate the light of knowledge to Jacob, and you are to be as a son to all the seed of Israel. And a barak, a barakah shall be given to you and to all your seed until Yahuwah visits all the Gentiles in his compassion forever. And therefore counsel and understanding has been given to you, that you instruct your sons concerning this, because they that barak him shall be Baruch, and they that curse him shall perish. And after this the messenger opened the gates of the Shahamim to him, and I saw the Kadesh Hakal and the Most High upon a throne of esteem. And he said to me, Levi, I have given you the Barakath and the Kahana until I come and sojourn in the midst of Israel. Then the messenger brought me down to the earth and gave me a shield and sword and said to me, execute visions on Shechem because of Diana your sister, and I shall be with you because Yahuwah has sent me. And at that time I destroyed the sons of Hamar, as it is written in the tablets of the Shahaman. And I said to him, please, my master, tell me your name, that I may call upon you in the day of tribulation. And he said, I am the messenger who intercedes for the nation of Israel, that they are not completely destroyed, for every evil spirit attacks him. And after these matters I awoke and Barak the Most High, and the messenger who intercedes for the nation of Israel and for all the righteous. And when I was going to my father, I found a bronze shield, which is why the name of the mountain is also Magan, which is near Gabal to the south of Abel. And I kept these words in my heart. And after this, I advised my father and Reuben, my brother, to say the sons of Hamar ought not to be circumcised, for I am ardent because of the abomination which they had done to my sister. And I slew Shechem first, and Simeon slew Hamar. And after this, my brothers came and smote the city with the edge of the sword. And my father heard these matters and was wroth, and he was grieved in that they had received the circumcision and afterward been put to death. And in his Barak he looked evilly upon us, for we sinned because we had done this matter against his desire. And he was sick on that day. But I saw that the sentence of Elohim was for evil upon Shechem, for they sought to do to Sarah and Ribkah as they had done to Diana our sister, but Yahuwah prevented them. And they persecuted Abraham our father when he was a stranger, and they distressed his flocks when they were pregnant, and mistreated Ebelin, who was born in his house. And so they did to all strangers, taking away their wives by force, and they banished them. But the wrath of Yahuwah came upon them to the utmost. And I said to my father Jacob, through Yahuwah shall destroy the Canaanites, and shall give their land to you and to the seed after you. For from this day onward, Shechem shall be called the city of fools. For as a man mocks a fool, so we mock them, because they also had wrought fully in Israel by defiling my sister. And we departed and came to Beth El, and again I saw a vision there, as the former, as we had spent 70 days there. And I saw 7 men in white garments saying to me, arise, put on the robe of the Kahana, and the crown of the righteousness, and the breastplate of understanding, and the garment of truth, and the breastplate of belief, and the turban for the head, and the shoulder garment of Nabal. And they individually carried and clothed me and said to me, from now on, become a Kahana and Yahuwah and your seed forever. And the first anointed me with the Kadesh oil and gave the staff of right ruling to me. The second washed me with pure water and fed me with bread and wine and the most kadosh, and clothed me with a kadosh and fine robe. The third clothed me with a linen garment like a shoulder garment, and the fourth put a purple light girdle around me. The fifth gave me a branch of rich olive. The sixth placed a crown upon my head. The seventh placed a diadem of Kanaha upon my head, and filled my hands with incense, that I might serve as Kahan to Yahuwah Elohim. And they said to me, Levi, your seed shall be divided into three positions for a sign of the esteem of Yahuwah who is to come. And the first position shall be great, indeed, none are greater than it. The second shall be in the Kahana, and the third shall be called by the new name, because of the sovereign shall arise in Yehuda, and shall establish a new Kahana after the form of the Gentiles. And his presence is beloved as a Nabi of the Most High, of the seed of Abraham our father. Therefore, every desirable matter in Israel shall be for you and for your seed, and you shall eat all that is good to look at. And your seed shall share the table of Jehovah. And some of them shall be chief Kohanim, and the judges and scribes for the Mekadosh shall be girded by their mouth. And when I awoke, I understood that this was like the first dream. And I also hid this in my heart and did not tell it to any man on the earth. And after 2 days, Yehuda and I went up with our father Jacob to Isaac, our father's father. And my father's father baraked me according to all the words of the visions which I had seen, and he would not come with us to Bethel. And when we came to Bethel, my father saw a vision concerning me, that I should be their Kohanim to Elohim. And he arose up early in the morning and paid tithes of the Yahuwah through me. And so we came to Abram to dwell there. And Isaac called me continually to put me in remembrance of the Torah of Yahuwah, even as the messenger of Yahuwah showed me. And he taught me the law of the Kana, of offerings, whole burnt offerings, first fruits, voluntary offerings, and peace offerings. And each day he was instructing me, and was busied on my behalf before Yahuwah, and said to me, Beware of beware of the spirit of whoring, for this shall continue, and by your seed shall defile the Mikdash. Therefore take a wife for yourself without blemish or defilement, while you are still young, and not of the people of foreign nations. And before eating into the Mikdash, bathe. And when you offer the offerings, wash. And again, when you finish the offering, wash leaves and 12 trees, offer to Yahuwah as Abraham taught me also. And of every clean beast and bird, make an offering to Yahuwah. And give the first of all your first fruits and wine as an offering to Yahuwah. Elohim. And every sacrifice you shall season with salt. And now, children, guard whatever I command you, for whatever I have heard from my fathers I have declared to you. And see, I am clear from your wickedness and transgression, which you shall do at the end of the ages, deceiving Israel, and stirring up against the great evils from Yahuwah. And together with Israel you shall dwell lawlessly, so he shall not bear with Jerusalem because of your wickedness, but the veil of the Hakal shall be torn, so as not to cover your shame. And you shall be scattered as captives amongst the Gentiles, and shall be for reproach and for a curse there. For the house which Yahuwah chooses shall be called Jerusalem, as is contained in the book of Enoch. I believe that's Enoch, Hanak, the righteous. Therefore, when I took a wife, I was 28 years old, and her name was Michal. And she conceived and bore a son, and I called his name Gershom, for we were sovereigners in our land. And I saw concerning him that he would not be in the first rank. And Kahath has born in the 35th year of his life toward sunrise. And I saw in a vision that he was standing on high in the midst of all the congregation. Therefore I called his name Kahath, which is beginning of majesty and instruction. And she bore me a third son in the 40th year of my life. And because his mother bore him with difficulty, I called him Merari. That is my bitterness, because he also was thought to die. And Jochebed was born to Mizraim in my 64th year, and I was of the name then in the midst of our brothers. And Gershom took a wife, and she bore to him Libni and Shimi, and the sons of Kahath, Amram, Yeshar, Abram, and Uzal, and the sons of Merari, Mahali, and Mushi. And in the 94th year, Abram took Jochebed, my daughter, to him as a wife, for they were born in one day, he and my daughter. I was 80. I was 8 years old when I went into the land of Canaan, and 80 years when I slew Shechem, and at 90 years I became Kohanim, and at 28 years old I took a wife, and at 48 I went into Mizraim. And see, my sons, you are a third generation, and 180 and 118th year Joseph died. And now, my sons, I command you, revere you, your Elohim, with all your heart, and walk in the sincerity according to all his Torah. And also teach your children letters, that they have understanding all their life, reading the Torah of Elohim unceasingly. For everyone that knows the Torah and Yahuwah shall be honored, and shall not be a stranger wherever he goes. Indeed, he shall gain many friends, and more than his parents, and many men shall desire to serve him, and to hear the Torah from his mouth. Therefore work righteousness on the earth, my sons, that you may possess it as a treasure in the Shaman, and so good in your beings that you find them in your life. But if you sow evil, you shall reap every trouble and affliction. Get wisdom and the reverence of Elohim with diligence, for if there is leading into captivity, and cities and lands are destroyed, and gold and silver and every possession perishes. The wisdom of the wise shall never be taken away, except the blindness of wickedness and the apathy of sin. For if one keeps oneself from these evils, then even among his enemies wisdom shall be an esteem to him, and in a strange country a homeland, and shall prove a friend in the midst of foes. Whoever teaches worthy matters and does them shall be enthroned with sovereigns, as was also Joseph, my brother. Therefore, my sons, I have learned that in the end of the ages you shall transgress against Yahuwah, stretching out hands to wickedness, and you shall become a scorn to all Gentiles. That sounds like today. For our fathers Israel is clean from the transgressions of the chief Kohanim, for as the Shahamim is clearer in the sight of Yahuwah than the earth, so also be you the lights of Israel than all the Gentiles. But if you are darkened through transgressions, what therefore shall all the Gentiles do living in blindness? Indeed, you shall bring a curse upon our people, because the light of the Torah, which was given to lighten every man, this you desire to destroy by teaching commands contrary to the laws of Elohim. The offering of Yahuwah you shall rob, and from his portion you shall steal choice portions, eating scornfully with whores. And you shall teach the commands of Yahuwah for self-gain, and you shall defile married women, and shall defile the maidens of Israel. And you shall be joined with the whores and adulterers, and you shall take the daughters of the Gentiles to wife, cleansing them with an unlawful cleansing, and your union shall be like Sodom and Gomorrah. Sounds like Sodom and Gomorrah. And you shall be puffed up because of your Kohanim, lifting yourself up against men, and not only so, but also against the commands of Elohim. For you shall despise the Kodesh matters with jest and laughter. Therefore The Hakal which Jehovah shall choose shall be laid waste through the uncleanness, and you shall be captives throughout all nations. I'm telling you, that sounds like today. And you shall be an abomination to them, and you shall receive reproach and everlasting shame for the righteousness judgment of Elohim, and all you hate shall rejoice at your destruction. And if you were not to receive favor through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our fathers, not one of our seed should be left on the earth. And now I have learned that for 70 weeks you shall go astray and profane the Kahana and defile the offerings, and you shall nullify the Torah and despise the words of the Nabal by evil perseverance. And you shall persecute righteous men and hate the righteous, and the words of the trustworthy you shall abhor. And because of it, your Mekadishim shall be laid waste, and even to the ground. And you shall have no place that is clean, but you shall be a curse among the Gentiles in the desperation until he shall again visit you and shall receive you in compassion. And now you have heard concerning the 70 weeks, here also concerning the Kahana, for in each Yabol there shall be a Kanaha. And in the first Yabol, the first who is anointed to the Kahana shall be great, and shall speak to Elohim as to the Father, and his Kahana shall be perfect to Yahuwah. And in the second Yabol, he that is anointed shall be conceived in the sorrow of beloved ones, and his Kahana shall be honored and shall be esteemed by all. And in the third Kahanan shall be taken hold by my sorrow, and the fourth shall be in pain because of the uprighteousness shall gather itself against him exceedingly, and all Israel shall hate each one his neighbor, and the fifth shall be taken hold by darkness, likewise also the sixth and the seventh, and the seventh shall be defilement that I cannot express before men, for they who do these matters shall know it. Therefore they shall be taken captive and become prey, and their land and their possessions shall be destroyed. In the fifth week they shall return to their desolate country, and shall renew the house of Yahuwah. And in the seventh week shall become Kohanim, idolaters, adulterers, lovers of silver, proud, lawless, indecent, abusers of children, and beasts. I'm telling y'all, it sounds like today. And after their punishment has come from Yahuwah, the Kohanim shall fail, and Yahuwah shall rise up a new Canaan, and all the words of Yahuwah shall be revealed to him, and he shall execute right ruling upon the earth for a number of days. And his star shall rise in the Shahamin as of a sovereign lightning, of the light of knowledge as the sun the day, and he shall be magnified in the world. He shall shine forth as the sun on the earth, and shall remove all darkness from under the Shahamin, and there shall be peace in all the earth. The Shaman shall execute in his days, and the earth shall be glad, and the clouds shall rejoice, and the knowledge of Yahuwah shall be poured out on the earth, as the water of the seas. And the messengers of the esteem of the presence of Yahuwah shall rejoice in him. The Shaham shall be open, and Kadesha shall come upon him from call of esteem with the Father's voice, as from Abraham to Isaac. And the esteem of the Most High shall be spoken over him, and the spirit of understanding and Kadesha shall rest upon him. For he shall give the greatness of Yahuwah to his sons in truth forever, and none shall succeed him for all generations forever. And in his Kahana the Gentiles shall be multiplied in knowledge upon the earth, and enlightened through the favor of Yahuwah. And his Kahana sin shall come to an end, and the lawless shall cease to do evil, and the righteous shall rest in him. And he shall open the gates of paradise, and shall remove the threatening sword against Adam. And he shall give to the Kadashim to eat from the tree of life, and the spirit of Kadasha shall be on them. And Baalah shall be bound by him, and he shall give power to his children to tread upon the evil spirits. I think Baalah is hell, I believe. And Yahuwah shall rejoice in his children, and be pleased in his beloved ones forever. Then Abraham and Isaac and Jacob shall exult and shall be glad, and all the Kedushim shall clothe themselves with joy. And now, my sons, you have heard all. Choose therefore for yourselves either the light or the darkness, either the Torah of Yahuwah or the works of Beulah. And his sons answered him, saying, We shall walk before Yahuwah according to his Torah. And their father said to them, Yahuwah is witness, and his messengers are witnesses, and you are witnesses, and I am witnesses concerning the word of your mouth. And his son said to him, We are witnesses. And so Levi ceased commanding his sons, and he stretched out his legs on the bed and was gathered to his fathers, after he had lived 137 years. And they set him in a coffin, and afterwards they buried him in Hebron with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So I know it's a little bit longer one, but again, what I took from it is, again, stay away from whoring. There's going to be a lot of things going in the end times where people are going to be rebellious and, be adulterers and do all kinds of nasty stuff. But it's very clear that we need to choose either Yah or Yahuwah or the darkness. There's no in between. So choose this day who you will serve, and make a conscious decision that even if you don't understand everything or don't know his name or don't even know like why you should be doing this, I don't think it hurts just to ask, like, hey, God, are you real? Again, speak to me to where I can understand you. Anyways, y'all stay blessed. Keep your eyes on y'all. Y'all love each other, love yourselves, and just continue to keep your eyes on the light. Y'all take care.